Okay, let's get started right away. So this is my first video, and in this video, you're gonna learn how to code for free. We're gonna use content called freeCodeCamp.org. So let's get started. So in order to get to this content on the website, on the address bar, not the website, but the browser, on the address bar, just type in freeCodeCamp.org. And then you'll see this page. From here, we're gonna click on Get Started. It's free, and we're gonna click on Continue with Google here, which allows you to sign in using your Google account. So we're gonna click this, Continue with Google, and it will use your Google account to log in. And once you log in, you'll see Welcome to freecodecamp.org. And if you scroll down, you'll see Recommended Curriculum. And there are many curriculums here, but we're gonna go with Certified Full Stack Developer because my goal is to train you as a full stack developer. So click on that, and then if you scroll down, you'll see the requirements. You'll notice that all the curriculums that we saw earlier are displayed here, which means that if you complete this course, you'll be able to complete all the curriculums that you saw earlier. So we're gonna get started with responsive web design certification. If you click and scroll down, you'll see HTML, and it says basic HTML, build a curriculum outline. I already started on few lessons, but we're gonna start all together with number 1. So if you click on that, it's a first lesson. So we're gonna walk through these lessons together. So click Start Coding, and then on step 1, you're gonna learn about HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the code that defines the structure and content of a web page. This is your code editor where you will write HTML. So this is the code editor here. And find line 1 in the editor and type this text. Instead of typing, what I like to do is just copy and paste it. This is line number 1, so I copy this and paste it on here. And that's it, right? When you're done, click check your code button to see if it's correct. Check your code button, and then it says congratulations, your code passes. And submit and continue. Step 2, HTML is made up of elements. The first one you will use is the h1 element, and this is h1 element. You'll notice that there is opening tag and a closing tag, which looks like this. So this is the opening tag, and this is a closing tag. And in between, there is a text, and this text will be displayed on the output. And I'll explain further later on. But for now, all we have to do is to turn your Welcome to freeCodeCamp text into h1 element. So we already have the text here, and in order to turn this into h1 element, you have to put in the opening h1 tag and a closing h1 tag. And what you will notice on the output is that the text in between will be displayed here. And that's all you need to know. We're going to move forward by clicking check your code, and then move forward. Step 3, notice that HTML you write in the editor shows up in the preview. In this workshop, you will write the HTML for a partial curriculum web page. So below your h1 element, type the following on the empty line. So this is the empty line, and all you have to do is to type this text. And what I like to do again is to copy and paste, and then check your code, and you're done with this step 3. And this is the advertisement. I'm just gonna wait until it is over, since we have to watch it. And step 4, an H1 element is the main heading of a web page, and you should only use one per page. H2 elements represent subheadings. You can have multiple per page, and they look like this. So this is a H2 element, and what you will notice is that the opening and the closing tag looks a little bit different than before, right? And you are right. Basically, in order to create an H2 element, all you have to do is to put this bracket H2 close bracket, and then at the end just need to do slash H2 and close bracket, and this is basically an H2 element. And you might ask, what's the difference, right? The difference is shown on the output. So H1 element, the text inside is bigger than H2 element, and that's all you need to know. So basically H1 element has a bigger text than H2 element, and that is all you need to know. Trust me on this. And I'm gonna check your code and move forward. So step 5, below the other 2 lines of text, add this text right here, right? So what I like to do again is to copy and paste on the empty space, and you're done with step 5. I'm gonna move forward. And step 6, when you need to add a paragraph to a web page, you can use the P element like this. So the P element is introduced now, right? So if you want to write a paragraph on a web page, all you have to do is to use a P element, and it looks like this, right? It has an opening P tag and a closing P tag. And the instruction here is to learn the skills to become a full stack developer, which is right here, into a paragraph element. So in the beginning, I write P here, and at the end, I add a closing tag. And what you'll notice on the output, that this is the H1 element, this is H2 element, and this is a P element, which looks like a paragraph. And that is your intent, is to create a paragraph on the web page. So I'm gonna check your code and continue. And step 7, there are 6 headings, 6 heading elements in HTML, H1 through H6. They're used to show the importance of sections on your web page, with H1 being the most important and H6 the least. Below your P element, add an H3 heading with the text. So you'll notice that there are H1 and H2, and this here shows that there are total 6 heading elements, which you can use to represent like a title or a heading, right? And for now, all you need to do is to below P element, you just need to add H3 heading with the text below here. So I'm just gonna copy and paste again and turn this into an H3 element. And then you'll notice that there's H1, H2, paragraph, and H3. And you'll notice that the text size is smaller than H2, and that is all you need to know. I'm gonna move forward. Step 8, notice that each heading looks a little different in the preview, same with the paragraph. Next, add another P element that displays the following text. So again, I do the same thing, just copy and paste in the empty space, and I'm gonna turn this into a P element. And you'll notice that the P elements get created here, and that's all you need to know. I'm gonna check the code and move forward. Step 9, you're getting the hang of it. Next, add another H3 element at the bottom of the editor with a text. So again, I copy and paste on the empty space, and then I'm gonna turn this into H3 element, which we know how to do by adding an opening and a closing tag here. And you'll notice that H3 element gets created here. And I'm gonna check the code and move forward. And step 10, While HTML defines the structure and content of a web page, CSS is used to add style, things like colors, fonts, spacing, and layout. So below H3, you just add another paragraph element with the text below. So this idea of CSS is introduced. You can understand HTML as a structure, creating a structure and a content of a web page, which is like shown here. But if you were to turn this into a colorful page with text with different colors, you would need to use CSS. So that is a concept, and that's all you need to know for now. And even different styles, right? If you want to use a different font style, if you have the spacing in between a little bit differently, you would have to use a CSS. And you don't have to know much yet, but as we move forward, you're going to gain understanding on CSS. So below H3, we're going to add a text here, and then that's it, right? And add another paragraph element. So I have to turn this into a paragraph element, which we know how to do. And then I'm going to check the code and move forward. And step 11, finally, JavaScript makes your web page interactive. It lets you tell the page what to do when someone clicks a button, submits a form, or many other things. So for the last step of the workshop, add another H3 and P element to the page describing JavaScript. Before we do this, so there's another idea, which is a JavaScript. So we know HTML now, we know CSS, which adds the style. So JavaScript is basically used to make your web page interactive. So when you go onto the website, usually it's not passive, but it has a bunch of buttons like these. If you click on it, it does something, right? So in order to make an event, in order to make the button do something, once you click it, you will need to use JavaScript. And that's all you need to know for now. You're going to gain more understanding as we move forward. So we're going to move forward. So first add H3 element with the text below. What I like to do is just paste the text and then turn this into an H3 element. And below H3 element, add P element with the following text. So I'm going to copy and paste again, and I'm going to turn this into a P element. Okay, and that's it. That's step 11. So you'll notice the output here. I'm going to check the code and move forward. So we just completed all step 11 here. I'm going to pause and stop the video for now, since I can't spend a lot of time doing the lesson, but I will try to post a video 3 times a week so that we can complete all these courses as soon as possible. But if you want to go back to the lesson and to review, you're more than welcome to do that. I actually recommend that, but for now the walkthrough is complete, so I'm gonna stop the video. Thank you. And please subscribe if you want to learn more about coding. Thank you.